Welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel, guys. I said earlier on today over on MORETALKFCB that, believe me, there's going to be so much news, and that is why, whether it be the morning, afternoon, evening, in the middle of the night, we're going to be here talking about it all. And today, of course, high on the agenda is Xavi Hernandez and exactly when we can expect the official announcement that he's going to be the Barça coach. But also today, what we're going to be discussing is that when he does come in, we're going to be talking about his plans, what he wants to do there in terms of the system, and especially some early rumours there on some incoming players and outgoing players too, who will fit the Xavi Hernandez system. It is all coming up, so let's get started. Because indeed, guys, as we discussed over on MORETALKFCB earlier on today, the club have officially confirmed that Sergi Barjuan has now been placed in charge of the first team, but of course, only on that interim basis. It's his job there to take charge of Barça until that long-term successor to Ronald Koeman has been appointed by the club. But as you can see right here, the first training session there of the post-Ronald Koeman era did indeed happen this evening, and indeed, Barjuan and also Laporta spoke with the players for the session. He got introduced to them there, and Laporta, I think, also gave the players an update on the current situation and maybe even told them who would be leading them permanently in the very near future. And of course, what we all really do want to know right now, no offence to Sergi Barjuan, but how long is he going to be here? Is it going to be just the one game on Saturday there coming up against CELTA? I'm really interested to know what the attendance is going to be like for that game at the Camp Nou. Hopefully, the fans come back in and we really get behind the players at a time when we desperately need it. But of course, when's Xavi coming? When is it going to be officially announced there that Xavi is going to be back at Barça in the hot seat there as the Barça coach? And indeed, it's not going to be long. At this point, what we do know 100% certain is that Xavi, he wants to be here. He wants to come on and take on this challenge. He believes here that he can turn this situation around, given the time, of course, to make that happen. And what we also know is that Xavi is the club's chosen man at this time to replace Ronald Koeman. All that needs to be done right now is to find an agreement there to basically finalise the deal to remove Xavi from his current Al Sadd contract, because right now Xavi is under contract with Al Sadd, of course, until 2023. Let's not forget as well, he only recently signed a contract extension only back in May, so that contract there does indeed still stand, and under usual circumstances Barca would need to pay Al Sadd to get him released from that deal to sign him up for Barca. That's what would usually happen in these circumstances, but that may not be the case, because according to the rumours right now in the Spanish media, and this may indeed be what is causing a little bit of a hold-up, Al Sadd would be willing to let Barca have Xavi for nothing, with no termination fee, with nothing paid in compensation to them, but only if Xavi can stay at the club until next week, until November the 3rd. By then, Xavi will have taken charge of 2 final games at Al Sadd as their head coach, and then, according to the reports, he would be free to come back home. And of course, guys, that is very, very interesting, because as you can see right here, we know that Sergi Barjuan will be in charge for Barça against Alaves this weekend. And I think we're all kind of hoping that Xavi may be available for that massive game in the Champions League against Dinamo Kiev. But obviously, even if he was to come in this weekend, even if we did get him in and everything was sort of rushed through, he's not going to have much time ahead of that game anyway. He wouldn't have had much time to prepare the team, to get things in order, and it's going to take more than a few days to really stamp your authority on this squad. So if he was to miss that game, if we were then able to get him in for nothing, to avoid having to pay that termination fee, that would help the club financially. The rumours are right now that Xavi, his first game in charge of the club, will be at Balaidos against CELTA VIGO, when he will then have CELTA Espanyol, before then, hopefully, in our game against Benfica, our Champions League dreams will still be alive. And indeed, with regard to Xavi and Al Sadd right now, like I say, there will be 2 games in between now and November. The third one of those will be coming just this weekend, and Xavi actually appeared in a pre-match press conference just today, where of course he was inevitably asked about those Barca rumours, but straight away, as you would expect from Xavi, he shut the door on that. He said simply, I am focused on my work with Al Sadd. I will not talk about anything else right now. All I'm focusing on is the upcoming game. And like I say, for a man under contract, for a man there at Al Sadd who's been given many opportunities there to start his coaching career, they treated him very, very well there. I'm sure he's happy with the work that he's done. He wants to leave the club in the best possible way, and you would expect nothing less than respect there from Xavi towards the club. And as you can also see right here, this is why Al Sadd want to keep him. They want to keep hold of Xavi as long as they possibly can. This right here is the league table in Qatar after just 7 games. Xavi has a perfect record, 7 out of 7 wins. And just check out that goal difference there, all while scoring more than double the amount of goals of any other team. Xavi's work in Qatar is certainly not gone unnoticed, but his time there, it is coming to an end. But of course, guys, as we are looking ahead to Xavi's arrival with plenty of optimism, what I have to keep repeating here, what we have to really do understand is that it won't all be perfect overnight. Xavi is not going to come in and suddenly then 1 game or 2 games later, everything is going to be just as it was. This right here is going to be a long-term project. This is something that's going to happen over a long period of time to really shape the squad in the way that he wants it. And of course, it won't be until January when Xavi could indeed bring in new faces to the squad, could indeed let players go as well. And I just thought it was interesting hearing some of the early rumours that have been coming out there about players that Xavi is already keeping an eye on, players that maybe Xavi is not really seeing having a future at the club, because according to the well-reliable Tony Juan Martí, who is a journalist there who's really, really close to Xavi, he already is looking at that centre-back position. He is not really too satisfied with what Barca have in that area. It certainly, for us fans, continues to be an area of concern, and apparently their Xavi would love to bring somebody in a very similar profile to what Javier Mascherano brought the club in all of his years that he was there, with Gerard Romero reporting that Xavi particularly likes the look of Sevilla's Jules Kounde there, somebody with a lot of pace, a lot of athleticism, somebody who could hold that high line but could also cover that space in behind. And Jules Kounde is somebody also the club have been tracking now for quite some time as he continues to impress at Sevilla. And it's not just about defence either. There is plenty of areas I'm sure that Xavi will be looking at our team and thinking, okay, we could do with improving that area. But one area that he is absolutely adamant about, and one area that is crucial to his system, is all about the wide areas, and particularly their wingers. That is something that he'll be insistent upon having. Lots of wingers there, lots of players who can give him width in that front line, and he will want as many options as he can possibly get. One of the wingers, of course, who's already been linked to the club, looking ahead to that January transfer window, is Raheem Sterling. He doesn't seem to be in Pep Guardiola's plans at all at Man City right now, and Xavi apparently is an admirer of Sterling. He does like the characteristics that he has. He does like particularly the fact that he would give Barca some real pace. Another name that has been mentioned just today again by Tony Juan Martí is also Kingsley Coman, the Bayern and French winger there. Again, somebody who can hold their wits, somebody who can again give Barca some much needed pace. And that indeed checks out, because only back in the summer, again when Xavi was being linked to the Barca job, Kingsley Coman's name continues to come up, and these are just some names here to really keep an eye on, and just gives you an idea about the way that Xavi wants to play, which of course we're going to talk much more about. But even then, guys, it's not all about the incomings. It's very, very early days, of course. There's plenty of time to come. Xavi will need time to really work out what he has, what he doesn't have, what he wants to improve on, players that he likes, players that he doesn't like, and you just feel as though there will be some real change here, because obviously under Ronald Koeman it was very safe and very obvious to see there was favourites there. There was certain players in that team that maybe under a different coach things would have worked very, very differently. I think when you're looking at somebody like Riqui Puig, he is absolutely guaranteed to have more game time. There is no question in my mind that he will be much, much more used under Xavi Hernandez in his midfield, as opposed to Ronald Koeman, who simply forgot that he existed, whereas somebody like Luuk de Jong, it'll be the complete opposite. And I actually wonder there, looking ahead to January, already we're hearing rumours there that maybe Barca are going to try and do something, because obviously Xavi, we've got him on loan for the season. He came in there on deadline day at the request of Ronald Koeman, and only Ronald Koeman wanted him at the club. I don't think we should have gone through with the move, but we did. That was our mistake. And although Koeman says that inside the area, Luuk de Jong is better than Neymar, it hasn't worked out that way, has it? Luuk de Jong has not been a good signing. He's not shown anything close to the level at Barcelona out on the field. And it's just somebody who, looking at a Xavi team, Luuk de Jong, he ain't going to play. He's not going to have any minutes at all in the system that Xavi will want to bring to this club. And I think in January, these kind of players, they're going to be on the market. They're going to try and shift them out. They're going to try and certainly shape the squad in the way that Xavi will want. And of course, guys, there is going to be so much talk, so much build-up to what is going to be a big change at this club, and something that we've been desperately needing for a long time. But like I keep saying, this is the long term. This is a club right now who are still in a desperate situation, financially, sporting-wise. We do have glaring issues, and they're going to take time to sort out. We are going to need to have patience here. But with Xavi, we can have hope, we can have belief, and we are certainly optimistic about his return to the club. Please do let me know all your thoughts ahead of Xavi's official appointment as the Barça coach. And just on those early rumours there with the likes of Kounde, with the likes of Sterling, and also Kingsley Coman, what do you make there of those rumours? Are those players that you would like to see at Barça in the future? And are there other players too that you believe Xavi will be keeping a very close eye on? Please do let me know all of that in the comments down below. And like I say, day or night, I'll be here with the very latest news. Thank you indeed for your amazing support and all of the positivity right now that is running through this fan base. And I, of course, will see you very soon. But until next time, as always, Visca el Barça.